In this video, I'm going to provide a list of 20 ways to make your down payment on a home. Hey, it's Tony Cardinali with CrossCountry Mortgage, where we uncomplicate the home financing process. If you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button so you can have access to all the latest advice, tips, and hacks for financing a home. Also, check out the links to the extra content that we list in our description below. So let's get right into it. Buying a home is an exciting time, but it also can be very stressful for many home buyers. There's many expenses that go into buying a property from the down payment to the closing cost and prepaid items. In the lending business, we call these cash to close. It's hard for a lot of home buyers to save up enough money for all these things. And the good news is there's some creative ways you can come up with this money. So let's list out 20 ways to come up with the cash to close. Number 1, cash saved in a traditional bank account like asset accounts. This is going to include like checking, savings, money market accounts, CDs. And number 2, cash gifts from family members or blood relatives. There's a lot to these types of down payment sources, so you need to talk with your lender about that. And I've included more information on this on my How to Document Your Assets video. It's going to be linked in the description below. Number 3, one of my favorites, can be a gift of equity from a family member who's also the seller of the property. Number 4, you can ask for a cash gift from an employer or labor union to help with relocation as part of a down payment assistance program from the employer. Number 5 is cash gifts accumulated in a bridal registry account. Number 6, cash gifts from a charitable organization. And number 7, cash gifts from a government agency. So this might be called a home buyer's grant or a home down payment assistance program. Number 8, how about using proceeds from the sale of personal property, like items like baseball cards or maybe an automobile? Or number 9, you can use proceeds from the sale of your current property. Number 10, trade equity. This is where you can trade your real estate or raw land to the seller as part of the investment in the home. Number 11 is a rent credit, or we call this lease to own contract sometimes. This is defined as the cumulative amount of rental payments that exceed the appraiser's estimate of fair market rent for the home you're going to buy. Now, you can ask your lender more about these types of down payment sources because there are some specific guidelines to that, and you'll ask your lender to consider these funds as accumulation of your cash investment. Number 12 are secured loans against other assets like cash value life insurance policies, money that you may have in a money market or a mutual fund or a 401k, IRA, stock account. So these are great because they don't count against your debt ratio, so consider that. Number 13, you can also use secured loans against other real estate that you own. You can get a collateralized loan from a non-family member, number 14, as a loan against your car, for example, would be a good source for that. Number 15 is a second mortgage provided by a family member, state agency, or something like a mass housing. That's a program here in Massachusetts. Number 16 is cash accumulated in a private savings club. Number 17, if you are a licensed real estate agent, you can actually use the funds from your commissions in that transaction from a purchase transaction for your own home. Number 18 is less often seen, but is still a good source, so disaster relief grants and loans from a government. Number 19, employer assistance housing programs. This is where they provide second mortgages for relocating employees. Number 20, sweat equity in the property being purchased. Now, a note here, repairs must be called for by an appraiser. The borrower must show proof that they're qualified to do the work, and receipts must be provided. Be very careful with that one. Now, we've covered a lot here, and as always, in my videos, I've included a link to a chart or checklist to download and use for your home financing needs. Find that in the description below. If you need me to expand on any of the above 20 ideas, please just leave me a comment, and I'll make sure I make a video about that to expand on it. Thanks and happy home buying.